Hi everyone, my name is Shaki. Welcome to Farm Yoga. This is our first video in a very long time. My goal of this video is to inspire us and me to get back on our mats, taking time for ourselves, moving, breathing, slowing down, and restarting our yoga journey together. So today we will start laying down on the mat. You can take that position now, grab any props that you need, maybe some blocks, a strap, a bolster, a blanket, a coffee, a cup of water, anything you need. Today's practice will be pretty light. A lot of stretching, a lot of time laying down on our mat. Nothing too crazy because it is our journey back to our practice. We're not starting off with many vinyasas, a real physical practice, but just some mindful stretching on our mat so we can observe where the body is, notice how we're feeling, and connect back with our breath. And then as we progress with every video, then we'll add more and more to our practice. So let's begin. Start laying down in your Shavasana position, laying long, laying wide, getting comfortable, and then closing your eyes when you feel ready. Have your arms right alongside of you, have your palms facing up to receive. Take a moment to notice how the body feels laying down. Notice, what do you feel in the body right now? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel tension? Do you feel tight? See if there's any areas that you can let go in. Maybe you can relax your jaw, your tongue, your eyes. Maybe you can soften your shoulders. Maybe even relax your belly or your pelvic floor. Try to melt down onto your mat, trusting that this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. And knowing that you're safe to relax, to let go of the outside world, let go of your to-do lists, your responsibilities, and turn inside. Let your mat, the floor, the earth underneath you, let it support you so you can relax a little bit more. And now turn your attention to that beautiful mind of yours. So what is going on up there? Notice, observe without any attachment, without any judgment. What thoughts, what stories are swirling around? Do you have a monkey mind where the thoughts are all over the place? Or do you feel calm? And remember, all is okay. Now doing your best to release your thoughts. Visualize that your thoughts are just clouds in the sky in your mind passing through, without attaching, without getting mad, without analyzing any, just letting them be. And maybe you can create some more space, more clarity in the mind, more peace in the mind. And now turn your attention to your breathing. First, start by observing it. Observing your inhales and your exhales, observing your body moving with each breath. So can you feel the body moving up and down with your breath? Does your breath feel long or short? Does it feel rushed or slow? Maybe you even feel like you're holding your breath a little bit. I know I often do that. So once you observed your breath, now be intentional with your breath. Start to take deeper inhales and slower exhales. With your inhales, feel the belly, the body lift up towards the sky. And with your exhale, feel the body come back down towards the mat. If you can, breathe in and out through your nose. And if you have that monkey mind this morning or whenever you're taking this practice, maybe start to count your breath. So when you inhale, that's 1. And when you exhale, that's 2. And your next inhale would be 3. And just keep going on. And once you feel like you have a connection with your breath, place your hands on your heart center, stack one palm on top of the other. Take a moment to feel your heart beating, to honor yourself, to feel the love, the strength inside of you. And now we'll set an intention for practice. Our intention is to just be. Gratitude for body and practice. And now think of a dedication for your practice, someone in your life that could use maybe just a hug or a prayer, setting them as your dedication. And as we begin to move, I want you to stay with your breath. Stay with your inhales and your exhales. Your mind will drift away. You will be somewhere else. And it will happen numerous times throughout your practice, and that's okay. Just acknowledge, don't get mad, and just come back to your breath and come back to how your body is feeling. Let's start to move the body. Start to just wiggle your toes and notice how that feels. Wiggle your fingers. Begin to shake your head side to side. And now reach your arms straight up towards the sky, like you're trying to grab for something. And now hug your knees into your chest. Just giving a gentle hug, maybe grabbing for the knees or grabbing for the hamstrings. And pause here for a moment. Try to lengthen the spine down on your mat. And now let's rock side to side. Just gentle movements, massaging the lower back and the spine. Come back to center. Keep the right knee hugged in. Extend the left leg long onto your mat and hug the right knee in towards the belly button to start. So more towards your midline. And I want you to bring movement into the right foot. Start by circling out your ankle in one direction and then switching the direction. Maybe even point and flex the right foot. How does your foot, your ankle feel? And now just relax it. Have all 10 toes gently pointing up towards the sky. And let's open the knee out wide. So now towards the right armpit. And pause here. Breathe into whatever sensation you feel. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. And you have 3 more breath cycles here. Take one more inhale. And exhale, let it go. Now, bring your hands behind your leg. So interlacing your fingers behind the hamstring. And with an inhale, extend the right leg all the way up towards the sky. Straighten the leg up as much as you can. Maybe even massage out the hamstring, the knee area. And you can keep your hands behind your thigh, interlacing. Or if you feel pretty good, maybe release your arms down to your mat. So finding a nice stretch behind the right leg. And have your right toes pulled in towards your face as your heel is reaching up. And again, you're here for 3 more breath cycles. Take one more inhale. And with your exhale, let it go. Lower your right leg all the way down to your mat. Pause here for a moment. Does the right leg, right hip feel a little different compared to the left side? Sometimes the right leg will feel a little longer right now. And let's hug the left knee in. Hugging the knee in towards the belly button, towards the midline. Bring movement into the left foot, circle it out. And switch the direction of the ankle rolls. Point and flex your foot. And now relax your toes up towards the sky and open your knee out wide towards the left armpit and pause here. What do you feel in the body? Again, make sure you are relaxing the upper body, and you have 3 more breath cycles here. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale, release. Now we grab for behind the leg, interlacing the fingers behind the left hamstring. With an inhale, extend your leg up towards the sky. And pause it here. Maybe rub out behind your leg by your knee. And find stillness with hands and arms either on your mat or hands stay behind the left hamstring. Toes point in towards your face, heel is reaching up. Maybe you feel this a lot like me. Breathe into it, try and soften for 3 more breath cycles. You're doing great. And do a little check-in right now. Where is the mind? Bring it back to your breath if it was somewhere else. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale, let it go. Let's come back to hugging both knees into the chest. I want you to give yourself a tight hug. So can you wrap your arms around your shins? And another option here is with your inhale, maybe crunch up. So engage the core, lift the forehead up towards the knees, hug it in, and exhale, lower the back of the head down to the mat. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, engage, lift up. And exhale, lower back of the head down to the mat. Now open your arms either out into T position or cactus arms. And bring your feet down to your mat. So knees are in the sky, feet are on the mat. I want you to widen your stance so your feet are as wide as your mat. And begin to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Slow movements. Connect your movement with breath. So as the knees are rising up, that's an inhale. And as the knees drop down, that is an exhale, side to side. And remember, make this practice what you need it to be. If you want a little more fire, you can lift your feet off of your mat, moving your legs side to side, engaging the core. Maybe you want to just drop both knees down to one side right now and pause. Take a few breaths there and switch, whatever feels good for you. Remember, I am just your guide. You know your body best. Anytime the body takes over and wants you to do something maybe different or not do, listen to it. Beautiful. Let's return the legs back up to center. Bring your arms alongside of you, preparing for a bridge pose. So feet are now hips width apart. Maybe walk your feet in a little closer towards the heels to try and graze. Walk your feet in towards the glutes, so you can graze the heels. And make sure the knees are above the ankles. And we'll do 3 rounds of bridge pose, lifting up and down with the breath. So inhale, press into the feet, the arms, lift the hips up towards the sky. And with an exhale, slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Take your time. And as soon as your lower back is on your mat, inhale, lift up again as high as you can or as high as the body wants you to go. And exhale, lower back down. 1 more time up, inhale, and let's hold here for 5 breath cycles. I want you to engage the muscles. Use your glutes, use your hamstrings, your quads, even your core. 2 more breath cycles. Maybe you can lift up a little higher. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale, lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Listen to your body now. Maybe you pause right here. Maybe you want to hug your knees in. Maybe you want to widen out your feet and bring your knees into rest against one another or something else. You have 5 breath cycles for you. Take one more inhale and exhale, let it go. Now I want you to move into a tabletop position. Your journey can be how it needs to be. Maybe you roll back and forth. Maybe you move your weight onto one hip and then press your way up. Or you get there a different way. But come on to tabletop. Come on to hands and knees. Knees are underneath hips. Wrists are underneath shoulders. Spreading the fingers out wide on your mat. And just explore any movement right now. So maybe start to move your hips side to side. Maybe just shift your weight forward and back, stretching into the hands, into the wrists. Notice how this position feels. Maybe you can move into any tightness. So you have 5 more breath cycles before we move through our cat and cow poses. Find your way back to the neutral spine. You're looking down between your hands. Top of your head is reaching forward. The core is engaged. And now with your inhale, drop the belly down towards your mat. Open the heart forward. Lift the chin up as high as you can. And the gaze can lift up too. And with your exhale, round your back. Press the mat away. Tuck your tailbone and your chin under. Moving through cat and cow pose. Inhale, belly drops. Tailbone and chin rise up. And exhale, round. Tuck the tailbone under. Create space between your shoulder blades. Beautiful and beautiful. Go back and forth. Inhales and exhales. Maybe bring movement into your feet by tucking your toes under as you lift the chin up. And then press the tops of your feet down as you bring your chin towards your chest. And let this feel good. Let this find flow instead of just forcing or rushing through. Take one more series back and forth. And then find your way into a wide leg child's pose. Bring your knees out as wide as your mat. Big toes together. Sink the seat back to the heels as much as you can. So for me, this is how far I can go. I had a knee surgery last March, and I'm still working on range of motion, and this is as far as I should go because I feel it in my knee. I should have a blanket or a bolster that I can rest on, but I don't right now, so I'm just going to be up here. And this feels okay. Maybe you can sink all the way back. Maybe you're up here like me, and that's good too. Let's try to rest our head down either on the mat, on our hands, or on a block, and pause here. Just 3 more breath cycles. Go ahead and make your way back up to a tabletop position. We're taking a down dog. We're just going to move through down dog to plank 3 times, and that will be our only down dog of our practice. Tuck your toes under, push your hips up and back, pedal out here. You might be tight like me and you might be moving a lot. One heel and then the other rises and lowers. Maybe shake your head yes and no a few times or wiggle those hips. And then find stillness. Try to send the heels down as much as you can. Or maybe today you have a slight bend in your knees with your heels reaching up. And then with an inhale, roll forward to your plank pose. Your high push-up position. Shoulders over the wrists. And push right back up to a downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale. Forward like a wave to your high push-up position and exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale again to your plank pose, and now we will lower all the way down to the belly. Beautiful. Untuck the toes so tops of feet are pressing down. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Elbows are coming in close. We have 3 rounds of baby cobra pose. So inhale, press into the mat, lift up a few inches. Keep the elbows in close, and exhale, lower down. Forehead connects with your mat. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower. Come to rest on the right ear. Bring your arms alongside of you. Backs of the palms are down on the mat. And move your knees, move your heels from side to side, and also the knees. Just little movements. Switch ears that you are resting on. Left ear comes down. Continue the movement in the legs. And come back to center. Chin is on your mat. Bring your arms forward. Let's come into Sphinx pose. Elbows are underneath shoulders. Forearms are pressing down. Palms are pressing down on our mat. Legs, tops of feet are down. And we're coming up. So a little bit higher than our baby cobra pose, but still a supported pose. And I feel like this is so good. I know a lot of us were on our phones a lot, our computers a lot, where our posture, we're rounding. So this is helping us to open. Try to lift your chin so that it is parallel with your mat, and close your eyes here. Breathe. Try to soften into this pose. Sometimes we'll tighten into the lower back, into the shoulders, even the eyes. Can you soften a little bit? Take one more inhale. And exhale. Let's lower down. And we're rolling onto our backs. We just have a little bit more of our practice left. Nice and easy today. So as you roll all the way onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. Pause here. And going side to side. Releasing the grip of your legs, interlacing your fingers, placing your hands behind your head so they're a nice pillow. Elbows open out wide. Bring your feet down to your mat. Walk your feet out a little bit wider and windshield wiper your knees side to side. And now let's take a nice opening pose. Butterfly legs, soles of your feet together. Knees open out wide, still interlacing your fingers behind your head. If anything becomes too much, you can always undo or use blocks. But try to let go. Try to let gravity work here, letting your knees come down towards the earth. Letting your elbows, shoulders, hips soften. And breathe here. With each exhale you take, let go a little bit more. Take one more inhale. And exhale, let it go. Remove your hands from underneath your head. Hands come to the outsides of your legs. Guide your knees up to center and hug your knees into your chest. Now is free time for you to explore, to play. What does your body need before we take our Shavasana? Maybe you want to hold a twist. Maybe you want legs up the wall. Maybe you want figure 4 pose, or maybe you want to get up into a seated position and do a few poses or stretches there. all is good. This is your time. Even maybe pause the video if there's a lot that you want to do, if you feel inspired to do more. But if you want to continue on with us, you have 10 more breath cycles doing what you want. Maybe even a happy baby pose. All is good, all is welcome. And I'm so excited for this journey together on YouTube. I've been wanting to film and post to YouTube for a while, but I have been struggling because my practice is not what it used to be after having my knee issues, and it will be a long time until, if I ever can, bend my knee all the way. So I just wasn't doing, because I'm a black or white person, right? All or nothing. I can't do the practice that I want to do, so I'm not going to do anything. And that's so bad, right? That's not helping me out. So this journey on YouTube is to help you, to inspire you to get on your mat, but also myself, showing up for myself and my body. Even if my practice isn't what it used to be or what I want it to be, accepting, where I am and finding gratitude for what I still can do, and maybe still having hope for a full child's pose or a pigeon pose or full range of motion in my left knee. But I'm just proud of myself. I'm proud of you for showing up. And maybe you're going through something hard with your body. It's not what you want it to be, or something in life is not what you want it to be. It's how can we, acknowledge it, and kind of accept it, instead of trying to force change, letting it be, but also showing up for ourselves. How can we take care of ourselves instead of just also settling in the doom and gloom or victim consciousness? It's how can we accept but also show up for ourselves? So finding gratitude in the journey of life. So let's find our Shavasana again. Maybe you feel a little bit different. Shavasana can be the traditional Shavasana, or maybe you have butterfly legs or soles of the feet on the mat with your knees up. But let's all have arms right alongside the body, palms facing up, relax shoulder blades underneath you. Maybe you grab a blanket and put it on, and then close your eyes. Let the body settle down after that mindful movement and stretching. Now let's take a nice big inhale through the nose and a loud cleansing exhale out of the mouth, side out. 2 more times. And breathe it in. This time hold your breath, make 2 fists with your hands, tighten your toes, your face muscles. And exhale, side out, release the body, let go. 1 more time, breathe it all in, tighten the body, hold the breath, and exhale, release. Good. Let your breath return back to normal. And let your body settle down. Finding peace in the mind, finding love in the mind. Honoring our intention, sending love to your dedication. And now let yourself rest. Let yourself be. Notice, what are you still holding on to? Is it thoughts in the mind? Is it tension in the body? Can you release? Can you trust that this is exactly where you're supposed to be? And remember that you're safe to let go right now, knowing that you received exactly what you needed from our time together. And knowing that when you leave your mat, you will feel a little different. You might look at the world a little differently. And now I am going to leave you. But maybe you stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need to, if you have that time. Or maybe you end your practice right now too, if you have other things to do. But if you do have the time, I challenge you to stay in a Shavasana a little bit longer than you normally would. But I thank you for joining me on our first class back together, and I will see you next time.